What is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things is a commonly used phrase to describe the network created by smart devices and sensors that can connect to the Internet and share data with each other. This includes household smart devices such as phones, watches, televisions, cars, and anything else that can collect data which can be interpreted by applications. The number of devices adding to the Internet of Things network is ever growing, partly as a result of the recent reduction in the cost of data storage and sensor technology. The current number of Internet of Things connected devices stands at approximately 26.66 billion devices worldwide and is estimated to be more than double of that by the end of 2023. So, why is it important to be aware of the Internet of Things? It's important because it's going to affect almost everyone personally because of the data that these connected devices collect. Data is a precious commodity and can be bought and sold to create profit. In fact, the data market in 2019 is estimated to be worth $26 billion. By now, most of us are aware that third-party companies are collecting data from our smart devices to deliver targeted advertising based off of our habits and interactions with apps and websites. For example, you may have experienced this when you've wanted to book a flight and have compared a number of plane tickets to get the best price. Ironically, you've probably later noticed that when you've refreshed or revisited a website, the price of the plane tickets you want will have gone up as a result of the data collected from your previous searches. Internet of Things connected devices instead give you the potential to control your own data and help you to become more efficient and save money. One example of this is smart thermostats. Nest have created thermostats that control the energy use in your home based on your location. If the Nest app detects that you've left your home, it will communicate with the thermostat, resulting in a reduction in the amount of energy used to heat your home. Internet of Things devices are hubs for data, and because of this, they also carry some risks around cybersecurity. Our smart devices and apps could be storing information about us that we'd rather keep private. One example would certainly be your location. It would be unsettling for most of us if a private individual was able to obtain and use your location data to have a good idea about when you're likely not to be at home. On a more positive note, Internet of Things connected devices could also have wider benefits on local economies, most notably in the manufacturing and agricultural sectors. A great example of this relates to rice farmers in Malaysia. Rice is one of the staple foods in Malaysia, and in order to create the optimum conditions for rice crops, the crops need to be submerged in 5 to 7 centimeters of water at all times. Now, in Malaysia, there isn't much dam infrastructure, so water can't be stored in reservoirs and distributed evenly to farms. Instead, the farmers need to irrigate the water flow directly from rivers. This means that the farmers need to monitor the irrigation of water to make sure that the water levels aren't too high or too low as a result of too much or too little rainfall. The problem with this is that the government has control of the floodgates, and the farmers would have to call the government agency responsible to get them to open or close the floodgates when the water levels in the river fluctuated. This was time-consuming and unreliable, so one company came up with a solution of monitoring the flow of water with sensors. These sensors would send data to controls on the floodgate, which communicated to them whether the floodgates needed to be open or closed based on the water levels. This was done entirely remotely and has since increased the efficiency of water usage on the farms. So, to conclude, the Internet of Things is transforming the way devices sense and communicate with each other. It's allowing us to create a more coherent way of collecting useful and personal data. We need to be cautious of its use and be aware of the data we're sharing, but at the same time realize that it can benefit ourselves and the global economy if it's used in the right way. What are your thoughts on the Internet of Things? Write in the comments below and share this video to open up the conversation.